says, I love you.
He didn't run. He didn't panic. After killing his own father, 23-year-old Robert Gullia just sat there and waited for police. On November 22nd, 2023, a quiet home on Sherwood Drive in Solon, Ohio, became the scene of a brutal family murder. For months, Robert had been clashing with his father. Arguments about weed, his attitude and control inside the house kept getting worse. The tension didn't explode all at once. It built slowly, day after day, until one night everything snapped. Another argument started inside the home, but this time, Robert didn't walk away. He grabbed a metal baseball bat and attacked his own father. His father tried to defend himself, tried to fight back, but Robert didn't stop. The anger had already gone too far. Moments later, he picked up a knife and stabbed his father in the throat. Later, Robert would claim he did it to end the suffering. When police arrived, they found him sitting calmly at the scene. No panic, no attempt to escape, just quietly waiting. But once inside the interrogation room, that calm began to fade. And in this video, you're about to watch the full police interrogation of Robert Gullia, where he slowly reveals, in his own words, what really happened the night he killed his father. Watch carefully, because the more he talks, the darker this story becomes.
For law, you have a right to talk to a lawyer and have him with you about being questioned before any questioning, or before being questioned. You have, if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer questions or make any statements. Then again, there's the waiver if you want to hear me out and hear what I have to say and talk with me. It says, I've read the above statement on my rights. I understand what my rights are. Do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. Just need a check and a signature there. Thank you. 523. Okay. So after our last conversation, gave me some locations. I was able to get back to the house, and I'm going to say I think that I got the correct items. I want to show you a picture so that you can confirm this is what you were talking about, okay? All right, first of all, let's go through the clothes. This looks like the shirt that you wore to the gas station. Is that the shirt that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the shirt. Well, this picture didn't come out like I had planned. It should be a little longer.
Those are the pants.
Yeah, with a black waistband on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, those are them. Okay, those were both in the same room that you identified as your room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When we open up the right side of the garage, actually you could see a little bit of the bat right there.
It is,
I took a close-up so you can identify that. Is that the correct?
It. That's what I use.
That's the bat? Okay. All right, good enough. And then the knife was laying, it was on the desk. Would it be fair to say that this is the knife that you talked about using?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And that was still on the desk as you just, well, you weren't sure where it was at, but it was in that room. Okay. All right, so those have all been confirmed, and they were in the locations with the exception of the knife, which you weren't sure. Those are all in the locations that you described. So thank you for that. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, just a few quick follow-ups to our discussion the other day. Now, during which you were describing, obviously the events of that evening. At one point, you said, before everything started, I asked you what brought that on, what started it, and you mentioned you made a comment to the effect that, and I might not be 100% correct, but it was something like it wasn't an argument like we've had in the past, or it wasn't as bad as some of the other ones. It was kind of so I got the impression it was a minor argument. Would that be?
The detective stays calm and polite, telling Robert to sit down and reminding him he'll read his rights again. It sounds routine, but it's planned. He repeats Robert's own words back to him, making it feel like Robert is being heard, not grilled. That builds trust fast. But the detective isn't chasing feelings, he's chasing the timeline. He asks simple questions that seem harmless, like what happened first, what was said, where Robert stood. Each answer locks Robert tighter into one version of events. Robert thinks he's just explaining. The detective is quietly closing the door, and the next set of questions is meant to break that calm and pull out what Robert's been trying to hide.
Minor argument, what was it about at that time? Do you remember?
He's probably asking him for weed.
Okay.
Asking him for cigarette money or something.
Okay, so you're asking for money or weed or something like that, and there was a, in your opinion, a minor argument about that kind of stemmed off into this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll put weed and or cigarettes. Right. Now fast forward a little bit, when everything was occurring, at some point, you're in the hallway, and you have the bat, and you realize this isn't going like I thought it was going to go. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And at that point, can you talk me through what you were thinking at that point and about making that transition?
Well, I kind of smashed his arm really badly, and it was broken. I could see the bone popping out. And I hit him in the head a couple times, and he said, "Stop, you're killing me," whatever.
Okay. And then
I just hit him, and I knocked him cold.
Okay.
And went like this against the wall.
Okay.
So against that closet door.
Okay. And at that point, how did you make the determination to switch over?
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Well,
I have no idea.
okay. The other day you mentioned that you didn't realize it would killing would be so difficult. It was difficult to, like, he was very tough. He's a very tough man.
And when I slit his throat, I kind of put my hand over his face. Because I loved my dad.
Right. No, I understand
I
that.
wanted him to kill us quickly. I would smothered it.
So you tried that first, or?
I slashed his throat, and then he was still breathing, gargling, and I tried to smother his face.
Okay. But is it correct that at some point in the hallway you decided that the bat wasn't working? Is that correct?
No, the bat knocked him out, knocked him gun where, and he was just in like a coma state, sitting there. And I said, I'm just not gonna leave him there. I'm not
right.
gonna bash his
You want to
head
make
into
sure that he was not suffering.
So I grabbed the knife and I stuck it in his throat.
Okay, so that's when you went back into that other room,
Mm-hmm.
located the knife. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let him bleed out, kind of, like I said, smothered his face, and then dragged his corpse over to the bedroom.
Right.
Robert starts laying it out like a checklist, the bleeding, the smothering, dragging the body, even the claim he was stopping the suffering. And with every detail, it turns into a clean timeline the prosecution can use. This part changes everything. Once Robert admits he moved the body, it stops looking like panic and starts looking like awareness, him making decisions after the fact. That suggests intent, not confusion. The detective barely has to push. He uses short prompts and long pauses, letting Robert fill in the blanks himself. And that's the trap. The most damaging details are always the ones the suspect volunteers. Emotionally, Robert keeps bouncing between justification and pure horror, like he's trying to explain it and escape it at the same time. And what comes next is the moment the mask really slips.
Okay. And then the thought process about the genes, again, that was my interpretation of what you said, was that you had covered his face because you didn't want to look at him.
I couldn't see him like that.
Okay. Okay. So, and
I
that's,
didn't want whoever, my mom or my brother or whoever, to find him like that.
okay. Okay. And that's when you basically covered his face, which
Put a
was,
little
that
piece of
was
tape
where
on it.
most of the visible, damage was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. don't have any more questions for you. Okay, so let me just recap real quick to make sure I understand it right. Had a minor argument about the cigarettes or weed, one or the other, could have been both, about getting money or getting the product, the weed or whatever from him, or something like that, something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, that's when he was sitting eating his soup, I believe it was.
He was sitting there.
It was something. It was a bowl. It looked like it might have been soup.
He was sitting there. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, but he was, either way, he was sitting at his desk.
And I was going to hit him from behind and just try to make it easy and clean. And
Right.
just hit, and he turned around at the last second.
And that's when the defensive,
Yeah.
the arms.
He started putting his
Yeah,
hands up. And he was fighting with me a little bit, and I struck him a few times, like 2-3 times in the head, and he was down, out, and I said I wanted a good time on the chin.
Okay.
And then I just tried to end his life as fast as I could from that point on.
Let me ask you this about the weed or cigarettes. After everything was done, were you able? I mean, did you end up getting weed and or cigarettes, or did you get some money to go to the store at that point, or whatever? What was the end?
I think I took a little bit of his weed, what little weed he had, and waited for my mom the next day to give me cigarettes.
Okay.
As pathetic as that sounds.
Okay. Where was his weed kept?
It was right on his desk.
Oh, on his desk.
Yeah. It wasn't very much. It was probably like a gram when I smoked it.
Okay.
From that time.
All right. I don't think I have any. Thanks for clarifying all this. There were just some things that I wasn't sure about, and I just want to make sure I had your full understanding of what you were talking about. Is there anything that we didn't discuss today or yesterday or the other day that you think would help me understand the whole idea of this? Did you? Is there anything you'd like to add, or anything maybe I don't know?
I think there's a lot to any case like this.
Okay.
If you give me some time to think about the way to put it, I think I can come back to you on that. But
If you have any thoughts about this, okay, you're going to be at the Solon location till at least Monday, okay? Contact the jailer, let him know that you have some more information for me. If for some reason, like I'm not going to be here tomorrow, I'll be available Monday, but I may not be available all day. Another officer can probably talk to you and get that information if I'm not available. Is that cool?
okay.
All right. So if you think of something, notify them. They're going to notify us, and then if I'm available, I'll come down and talk with you. If I'm not available, we'll have somebody else.
Man to man,
yeah.
I'm not going to look for any kind of excuse or blame game to put on my dad.
Okay.
This is bad enough.
I get it.
I'm
I get
not going
it.
to disgrace him. He's dead. I'm not going to put him down any
Okay.
more than that.
Okay.
So that's probably, I'll leave it at that.
I respect that. Okay. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Well, thank you for speaking with us and clarifying all of this for me.
You're welcome.
Robert hesitates. He isn't arguing anymore, and he isn't pretending he doesn't get it. He just sits there, thinking. That pause says everything. He knows how serious this is, and he knows there's no version of the story that fixes it. The detective doesn't rush to fill the silence. He just nods, lets it hang, and then ends the session. Because at this point, the quiet does more damage than another 10 questions ever could. That's how day one ends, not with a fight, but with a heavy, broken kind of acceptance. But it isn't over. Day two is where the mask really comes off, and what shows up next is the part that flips the whole case on its head.
Please do.
First of all, what I did makes me sick inside. I'll never forget. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. There wasn't much motive other than just being angry.
Okay.
And I struck him. He was sitting down, and I was gonna hit him from behind because I didn't want to go too far. I just wanted it to end fast. when I decided in my mind I was going to do it. And I hit him a couple times in the arm, and it broke his arm. It hurt his arm. And I didn't want him to just stagger off and call the police, and it was more of the same. I said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And I started swinging the bat, and I knocked him to the ground. And right there where all that blood was, I hit him and knocked him cold. And I just tried to kill him from that point. He was struggling. I took a knife and just tried to slit his throat because I didn't want him to feel any more pain. And I had gone too far. And I don't know how I didn't take my life seeing my dad like that. For no freaking reason, man. And I know that what you said is true. And on the inside, there isn't anything unless you come clean, unless you come forward. And what's in here? But I struck him several times. I loved my dad the most. I tried the hardest to get along with him. He's a hard guy to get along with. I cared about him the most out of everybody. I just want you to know that.
I believe
Played
that.
guitar. He loved playing guitar. And
I believe that, RJ. I don't doubt that one bit.
that's what happened.
I just have a few.
I didn't do anything weird. I didn't take it too far. I just wanted it to end.
I just have a few questions. If you could help me out understand everything that happened, and I do appreciate this has got to be a terrible experience just for everybody. And honestly, I'm sorry that you're going through it. I wish none of this would have ever happened. But we can't. We can't go back in time. The best we can do is go forward and make the best out of from there on what you can control. You can't control what has been done. It's done. Let's move past that. Let's make better choices. Let's do the right thing from here moving forward. And that speaks to you and it speaks to your character, and I appreciate that. So one of the questions I have, what started all this?
Some kind of just fixation with, like, there's not even a fixation. Like, I decide a split second I'm gonna kill my dad. And I'm gonna grab this baseball bat and I'm just gonna do it. And I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't have much motive or plan, and I wasn't even that angry. It's just, I don't know, like I was possessed.
So there wasn't any argument preceding this or anything like that?
Hardly anything at all compared to other times.
When this all started, when the physical altercation started, did it all start up in the hallway, or did it start somewhere else and then lead up into the hallway?
He was literally sitting down and I started to strike him.
Sitting down where, though?
At his desk. If you go up in his room, there's a desk.
Okay.
He sat there a lot of the time. And I went up to behind and I started hitting him. And he said, "I love you, man." And it was his arm was all smashed up. It was too much. So I said, you know what, I'm just finish it, get it over with. I'm not gonna let him suffer like that and get called, call the police and more of the same.
I understand. Baseball bat, was that what was used?
Yeah, I use a steel baseball bat.
Where's that baseball bat now?
It's in the garage. I could point it to you guys, or you just lift through all that stuff. It says Easton on the. Okay, here. There's the side of the garage that's full.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna draw a quick map. That way, I understand what you're explaining, and I don't misunderstand you.
Okay.
Here's the doorway entering the house.
Okay.
Right. Here's the doorway leading, I think, outside. Is that correct?
Okay.
Here's the left door. Here's the right door. Driveway. Front door of the house. Right.
Okay.
So left door or right door? Right door.
Right about right here.
Right.
It's the Easton.
Okay. Easton?
Yeah. Steel, steel colored.
Okay, what color's on the bat? Any idea?
Yellow, I think it's blue. I think it's a dark blue bat.
Okay. And this bat is, what kind of grip on it?
Like a regular baseball grip.
Like one that came from the factory?
Yeah.
Okay, because I noticed a lot of the bats had different grips on them, like some had tape and stuff like that.
That's stuff you would mess to play around with.
Okay, but this one had the original grip on it?
Yeah.
Okay. And so once the bat, once everything was done, what did you do with the bat? How did you clean it?
I washed it in the sink and I threw it over on the other side of the garage, like I said.
Okay. What did you wash it in the sink with?
Water.
Okay. Just
Day 2 starts with Robert sounding drained and honest. He says what he did makes him sick and he can't forget it. He claims there was no deep motive, just anger, and says he wanted it to be over fast, which hints at both panic and a scary level of control. Then he describes what happened after. He rinsed the bat in the sink with only water and tossed it to the far side of the garage. No bleach, no careful cleanup, no real attempt to hide anything, just a quick rinse and distance. The most unsettling part is how normal he makes it sound, like he's describing routine steps after a mess, not the aftermath of a killing.
was a tub of, I think it was bleach, or some type of chemical that was in like a bowl.
That was probably just for cleaning. The faucet's broken. All this stuff is broken in the
Did
house.
you use that water?
No.
How did you get the water?
It ran the faucet.
Oh, and there was enough in there?
Yeah, I just
Oh,
turned the
I was under the impression it was like you didn't have the water
You
running.
go and turn it on in the basement and turn it back off. That's what the
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so you can kind of control how much
Yeah.
water is being used. I didn't know that. Okay. I just assumed like maybe the water was turned off or something.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that bowl of cleaning solution used for?
Probably cleaning dishes, cleaning countertops, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing to do with what happened.
Okay. There was also a bottle of vinegar on the coffee table in the living room, and a spray bottle of, I think it was, I might be wrong, I thought it was Comet or something like that.
I didn't clean anything, man.
Okay.
I didn't clean a thing, sir.
Okay, well, I saw it out there, so you naturally, you think, well, maybe this was
Sure.
used or
No.
something. Okay. So, if I could, let's see, if I could rewind, so here is his bedroom, here's the hall, the bathroom, and it goes that way. Let's say that's the hall where, where a lot of the blood splatter was. The desk, I believe, was in here somewhere on the right side of the bed. Is that correct?
He was sitting right here.
Oh, this desk.
He was sitting right here.
Okay.
Struck him from behind.
So where's the chair? If this is coming into the room, the desk is to the left. Where is the chair?
Center
Here?
behind it, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you came in from behind?
I came in, started talking to him. There was a bat in the closet.
Okay.
I picked up the bat. I kind of staggered, and then bam, hit him.
Okay. Is this the accurate depiction of the room where the bat was?
Yes.
In that corner?
Yeah.
Okay, then you walked towards him and then you struck
He
him.
stumbled out here. I kept striking him, like I said, with the arm.
Okay.
He got down to here. He almost got to me. I hit him a couple more times in the arms, and then I knocked him out in the chin when he was knocked him cold on the chin.
Okay.
And I tried to finish it clean.
Okay. When he was sitting in the chair, do you recall which side you struck? Are you right-handed,
I'm right-handed.
left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So,
Probably coming that way.
okay, so the strikes probably came to his right side since he was facing the opposite direction. So
Yeah.
something here, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then he goes out into the hallway. The strikes continue, then it ends here. Is that correct?
I knock him out cold,
Right.
and I've never killed anybody in my life. So I had no idea how hard it was to actually kill him.
Okay.
And Just like I said, I grabbed a knife from his desk, or from somewhere. I think it was from his desk. Stabbed him in the throat.
Okay.
And trying to end his life.
Okay, and that was done out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where all that blood was.
Where is the knife now, and what kind of knife was it?
I have no idea. It was just a regular knife.
So the knife was on his desk originally?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it about this long, like almost like looked like a hunting knife?
I think
or
it was a
it
smaller blade.
Smaller blade? Would you say it was a kitchen knife or a hunting knife?
Hunting knife.
Hunting knife?
Yeah.
Anything that you remember about the hunting knife as far as style? Did it have like a big
wooden handpiece?
Wooden handle?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. And let's see, wooden handle. What about like the hilt, the part that where the handle ends? Was it big or was it small? Was it very pronounced? Do you know, like if I have the handle, there's this piece that goes like across.
A little bit like this.
Okay.
A little bit like that.
Okay. And then you said about the blade is about this long. So 6 inches, maybe a little bit longer.
Probably. Yeah.
6 to 7 inch blade. Okay. All right. And then how did you clean that knife when you were done?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I don't even know where it is. I don't know what I did with it.
Okay. Would you recall if you like took it out of the house, or do you think it'd still be?
I didn't take it out of the house.
Okay. 6 to 7 inch blade. Okay. And you don't recall cleaning it?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Tell me about your clothes. So let's.
I had a pair of sweatpants on.
Okay. What color were they?
Gray. I threw them in my room. I rinsed them off with blood downstairs.
Okay.
And I threw them in my room and I changed my pants.
Your room, when you say your room, are you talking about Anne's room, or are you talking about
The room next to it to the left that is unfinished.
past the chair?
Past the chair right there.
I understand. Okay, so if let's see.
I don't think you know how much this feels like the right thing to do, man.
It is the right thing to do, and I tell you what.
I should have
As
just
much
killed
as
myself.
as much as this is as painful as this is, you're putting your father at peace.
The detective looks thrown off by what he's seeing. The house is wrecked, fixtures busted, things torn up, and there's even a tub of chemicals sitting in a bowl nearby. It feels less like a normal crime scene and more like something went off the rails long before anyone called 911. Robert talks like he's confessing to a choice, not just an act. He says it almost calmly, like doing it felt like the right thing. And the detective doesn't fight him on it. He agrees softly, telling Robert that, in a way, he put his father at peace. Robert nods, completely drained, and then says the line that shows how broken he is. He should have just killed himself instead. It isn't a clean apology. It isn't a real justification either. It's that empty middle ground, where guilt and relief collide, and the only thing left is numb acceptance.
That's true. Okay. So, I appreciate the fact that you have that, you're a person enough to understand what that means. Like that's important part of being, human. It's the humanity. You know what I'm saying? That's good. So, get me all, choked up here. So, okay. This is Anne's room. Then you go down, there was that chair here. There's that other room right here on the first floor. I mean, maybe this isn't to scale. Maybe there's a bathroom in between. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. So, those are where the sweatpants are. Okay. And what about shirt? Were you wearing that green sweatshirt?
Green.
It was the one that you were wearing yesterday.
No.
Okay. What else were you wearing?
I was wearing a gray, like.
Was it the sleeveless one?
Sleeveless, yeah.
Okay. All right. Would that be the one you wore to True North?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. What time did this happen? Roughly.
I wish I could tell you exactly the time.
Related to the True North trip, because we were able to see you at True North.
I drove the car.
Yeah. That was the blue car you drove, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the keys, so I murdered him after. I can't.
It was after the trip to True North. Is that fair?
Yeah. This is just.
No, it's okay. It's just I'm just trying to figure out it before or after. We thought it was after.
Yeah,
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it was after.
All right. This occurred after the True North, so after midnight.
Yeah, it was. It was late.
Okay. All right, after midnight. So you were wearing the same shoes, those brown Echoes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Tell me about moving the body. What happened there?
I didn't want my mom to see him slumped like that, so I dragged him into his room.
Okay.
And I made him look, because he believed in Christ so much, man. I made him like a sign of a cross, and I put something over his face.
Were those the jeans?
Those were my mom's jeans that were just sitting there.
Was that what you put over his face?
That's what I put over his face, because I couldn't stand it.
Was there tape involved with that?
None of it. No, it looked like that. I was just putting tape so it would stay.
So the jeans would stay?
Yeah.
Okay, but then
eventually
he wasn't
bound or anything like that.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that the jeans stayed on him because of the tape, and then they may have been taken off when your mom and Ben arrived?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so, and then jeans were covering the face. All right, I was wondering about that because it kind of looked that way, but I didn't know for sure what was happening. Okay, so you wore your gray, your sweatpants, your gray sweatpants. You rinsed those. Those are in your room. Your gray sleeveless shirt. Where is that?
Shouldn't have. I've kind of mixed it with all my laundry on the floor there. Same room.
In the same room?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it washed?
No.
Okay. So the gray sweatpants were rinsed.
Yeah.
But the shirt was not.
No.
Okay. And it just didn't have anything on it. Is that why you didn't?
It had blood splatters on it, and I realized that,
Okay.
that, and I kind of turned it inside out and threw it on the ground. Oh man.
Let's see. Were you wearing anything else? Hat, gloves, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Who did you tell about this?
Didn't tell anyone.
Okay. Tell me about. I'm trying to fill in some
I lied
blanks.
to my mom. I lied to my brother.
Okay.
I would love to speak with them today.
And I'm sure you'll have the opportunity, Robert. Let me ask you this. So I understand the time frame of how these calls me, because we're trying to put that together to make sense of everything.
All right.
The last night, your dad had the conversation with Ben, and that was maybe around 10:30.
Okay.
Right? Then after that, I think your dad may have called. I'm going to get some more Kleenex in just a minute. your dad may have called somebody later on around midnight. Do you have any idea what that's about?
It was probably my grandma or my mom just touching base with them.
Okay.
Something like
So no, not because of any interaction with you?
Most likely not.
Okay. And when was the last time you talked to your mom or siblings prior to the event?
I don't know. Earlier that day, maybe talking to my mom about bringing over cigarettes or something.
Okay. When was the first time you spoke with any of them afterwards?
I told you that morning I called her and tried to get her over for cigarettes.
Okay.
And she said, "Where's your father?" and went upstairs and saw the stuff on the wall and said, "Oh my goodness, oh no." And I lied to her and said it wasn't me.
Right.
She didn't believe.
His answer doesn't sound like some careful plan. It sounds like guilt and panic, someone scrambling for words after doing something irreversible. And his mother's reaction matters too. The way she responds, especially the disbelief, suggests she likely walked into the aftermath almost right away. That helps investigators lock in the timeline, when the scene was discovered, how quickly the alarm was raised, and what Robert tried to say in the first moments after it happened. It also highlights something important legally. His attempt to mislead didn't last long, but it shows he understood what he'd done and tried, even briefly, to steer the story away from the truth.
Well, your mom loves you very much, and it's a terrible thing for anybody to go
She
to.
can say, "Just put a bowl in my head, sir." Out back. I'm like those old days.
Let me just check something. Did anybody help you clean up? Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna grab. You want a glass of water? All right. Let me grab some water. Then we're gonna grab another box of cleaners. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna grab some water. You want to hang in there for a minute? The store. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about the events that you think that we're overlooking or that I don't have a full understanding of?
I'll just take the blame as man. 100% is me. I'm not looking for any cop out or anything. I can hug my dad right now.
He finally collapses into it and takes full responsibility. No excuses, no blaming anyone else. He admits he wanted his father dead, but in the same breath, he clings to the part of him that still loved him. That contradiction is exactly what the detective watches for, because it's where the truth leaks out. He starts talking about hugging and regret, and it destroys any attempt to paint this as something righteous. Then he describes it as bad and bloody, like he's apologizing while also trying to explain it away. He keeps reaching for the idea that it was mercy. But those details don't soften anything. They do the opposite. The more he tries to frame it as kindness, the clearer the brutality becomes.
So it looks like it was extreme. I just wanted him to die. I didn't want him to suffer. And that's why it looks so bad and bloody. I didn't know what I was doing.
I understand that. I understand that 100%.
So that would be my only cop-out comment about it is I didn't know what I was doing and it looks gruesome, but I just wanted him to go fast.
Okay.
And have it be over with. And it wasn't over money, it wasn't over small amounts of anything like weed, or he used to give me weed. It wasn't over anything like that. There's some sick snap in my brain. Said I'm gonna kill my dad.
Do you have any interest, and it's just an offer, do you have any interest in writing a letter to your mom or your family or anything like that? Would that make you feel like sometimes getting it out?
To my mom.
And we'll have the jail connect you, give you the ability to do that. But sometimes when you're sitting, and this is what I'm told, okay, when you're sitting alone, your mind starts going, and sometimes you get it out on paper. You get it out to write a letter to them, or tell them what your feelings are, or tell them, sometimes people call it an apology letter, sometimes whatever it is. Okay, I can give you paper, and then they can give you a pen over there, or whatever implement they have. And then if you want one, I'll just give you some to take with you when we do, part ways. But that would be, your option, but you have it in case you want it. Make sense? All right. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think I should have? All right. Well, I appreciate you being honest with me, and I know how tough that is. But, there's only one way to move forward, you know what I'm saying? And I know that you feel terrible about what happened.
I wish he was here to pick me up.
I know. I know.
Sound like a pussy, man.
It ain't about that, man. Are you kidding me? This is bigger than that. This is bigger than that. It ain't about that. This is so much bigger than that. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? Until they've walked in these shoes, they got no opinion. You know what I mean? This is some heavy shit. This is a heavy fucking burden. Okay? So don't ever let anybody make you feel that way. This is something that I wouldn't wish on anybody to go through.
I don't know what kind of bullshit I was telling you yesterday. Please forgive me. I should have came clean right away.
I get it.
I was scared too.
I get it. Let me ask you this. Is there something that I could have done differently to
It's not on you, it's on me.
Okay. Well, feedback is always welcome, you know. I mean, if I fucked up, you know.
Didn't it all, man.
Let me ask you a question.
Go
Did
for
you
it.
hurt your knuckles by punching a wall afterwards or something like that? Was that...
I'm an idiot, and I learned how to box, and my hands are as hard as rock, man. It doesn't. They're just always like this.
Well, how come they look swollen?
I never punched my dad. I wouldn't.
No, I'm not saying you did,
No.
but I'm just... But they were definitely swollen yesterday. Do you
Yeah,
remember
I
what
punched,
happened?
I got angry, started punching stuff probably before.
Okay. I actually thought about that afterwards, because when you did it with the table, I thought to
Yeah.
myself, I bet you he's fucking telling me the truth. He probably punched the wall out of anger.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but it was our conversation was done at that point, you know. But I was like, wow, that's the truth, you know, because when you're talking, sometimes you get little bits of truth mixed in with bits of misleading or whatever.
What
you
I
know
told
what I'm
you
saying?
today is 100% the truth,
All right,
without a doubt.
I appreciate that.
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
Sure, go ahead. What?
You've gotten into arguments and disagreements and fights with the dad before. Like, what made this time different?
Some sick thing in my mind clicked. It made me want to kill him. And I don't understand. I wish he was here.
And when you first struck him, was he facing you or was he looking the other way? Did he see it
Kind
coming?
of went like this.
Okay. And when you first struck him, he reacted. What was he saying? Because
I love you.
how many times was he struck before you said he kind of lost consciousness?
At least 2 or 3 times I was hitting him in his arms. He had his arms up. And he's so tough, he's taking him in his arms.
What was he saying?
He's down on the ground, he says, I love you. And I go, where? Right here on the butt. And he goes, and then I just killed him. Hit him a couple more times and took a knife.
So before he lost consciousness, the only thing he was saying to you the whole time as you were striking was that I love you, I love
He
you.
told me a couple of times, I love you.
Yeah. How did he look? Was he, what kind of face was he making? Was he kind of surprised that you were hitting him, or was he angry, or
Surprised.
was he really surprised?
He was freaked and surprised. Freaked out. I don't know how you guys are looking at me now, man.
I'm just trying to understand what happened and what was kind of what you were thinking about.
I love my dad the most.
And you know, you're in here and you're emotional, and it's definitely conveyed to me that you love your dad because. Like,
Yeah, I don't doubt that one bit.
He wasn't the normal dad. He's kind of a pothead musician, dude. But he had a heart like a lion, man. And he taught me so much about life. And I don't know. I don't want to cry anymore.
No, I get it.
I understand.
We're not here to beat you down anymore. We get it. 100%. All right. If there's nothing else would you like to talk about anything else, or I don't want to keep you in here. Obviously you're emotional. You know what I mean?
I just want to shake your hand and say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come clean.
Well, thank you for
it's your
taking that.
Thanksgiving and everything. This means a lot to me that you did that. Because what you said is 100% true. That there's no passing. So the truth comes out.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Then we'll walk you back. You want any more water?
I'm real good.
You want to grab another one of those or anything?
Let me blow my nose.
Yeah. Take a time.
After Robert Gullia finally admitted what he had done, police took him into custody right there at the house. Not long after, a Cuyahoga County grand jury formally charged him with aggravated murder, felonious assault, and abuse of a human corpse. The case quickly drew attention for the brutality of the crime and the calm way Robert described it. But the story didn't end with a full trial. In November 2024, Robert Gullia accepted a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter, felonious assault, and offenses against a human corpse. The judge then handed down the final sentence: 20 to 25.5 years in prison. A quiet family argument had turned into a deadly crime. And now Robert Gullia will spend decades behind bars for the night he killed his own father.